Hello learners, I am Parikshit and welcome to another very exciting series. This time it's on Maharashtra CET. Most important quants and LRDI questions that you got to practice before you actually write the CET. Remember, the CET is one large chance if you are serious about getting into a B school this year. Some top colleges like JBIMS, Sidnam accept students via the CET score. And we in Unacademy have done a lot of research and have come up with a set of most important questions. Questions which are must do before your actual exam. But as always, the first thing I'm going to tell you, give me 5 seconds to ensure that I'm streaming live before we get started with today's session. Okay, I think we are live, and this is the first session in the month of March. The last session was conducted a week back, and we are starting again. Regular session starting again from today, live on Unacademy. On your screen are Unacademy learners who have cracked the CAT with flying colors. Also, you have the iconic CAT 2021 subscription, wherein you get all features of plus personal mentorship, test analysis, and OMAT preparation. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started. This is a live session. So I see questions. Is this a recording? This is a live session. Okay. So some of the new batches which are starting on Unacademy, right? The 1st of March, which is today, you have a new batch which is starting, a late night batch for CAT 2021. Then you have a final revision batch for the CMAT, which also starts today. And then you have an exclusive weekday evening batch for CAT 2021. I have also started a batch, Maharashtra CET exclusive logical and abstract reasoning, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. We have conducted around 8 classes and there are a lot more classes to go. So 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. nights, okay, tonight's logical and abstract reasoning for the CET on Unacademy Plus. Also, I would suggest that, highly recommend that you register for the free tests. These are tests which happen every Sunday and they help you to gauge where you stand in the competition. Also, new features on Unacademy, right? Ask a doubt. Anytime you have a doubt, just make use of your Unacademy app, take a picture of the doubt question along with the options and send it across, and some expert from Unacademy is going to answer back within a few minutes. Now, if you wish to enroll for any of these batches, or if you're a CAT 2021 aspirant for A to Z of your preparation, you can enroll and subscribe to Unacademy. Please use the code Parikshit Live. You will get 10% off on the subscription fee. So last few days to get a 10% discount using the code Parikshit Live. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Okay, the first one on your screen. These are data sufficiency questions which have repeated and come in the previous years. Let's have a look. Question number 1. Okay, first let's read the directions. If the data in statement 1 alone are sufficient to answer the question, while data in 2 alone are not sufficient, in that case, you got to mark your answer as 1. Next, option 2, if the data in statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question, while the data in statement 1 alone are not sufficient to answer. Okay, that's option 2. Next, option 3, if the data either in statement 1 alone or statement 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question. That's option 3. 4, if the data even in both statements together are not sufficient to answer the question. And 5, if the data in both statements together are necessary to answer. So you've got 5 options. Remember, the CET gives you 5 options. Let's take up question number 1. How many students are there between S and M in a row of 50 students? So they are asking you how many students between S and M in a row of 50. So statement 1, Suresh is 12 from the left end. 12 from the left end. So can I say there are 11 students from the left first, and then you have got Suresh. He is the 12th one from the left. And Mohan is 17 from the right end. Meaning, if you count from the right, there are 16 students initially, and then you have got Mohan. Correct? So how many students in between S and M? You can easily figure out. Yes, Why? 11 plus S is 12 plus M is 13 plus 16 is how much? 29. 29 till now, and you remember there are 50 students in total, so it means between S and M there are 21 students. Between S and M there are 21 students. So easily you can answer using statement 1 alone. Using statement 1 alone. Correct? Let's look at statement 2. Suresh is 6 places away from Jayesh, who is 12 from the left hand. Please remember the CET is all about speed. Okay, you got to answer fast. The second statement does not even talk about Mohan. Remember, you need the number of human beings between S and M. Second statement only talks about people from S to J, right? Does not talk about M. So statement 2 definitely alone is not sufficient. Alone is not sufficient. So how do you do DS questions? First, you look at statement 1 alone. Then you look at statement 2 alone. Remember, alone. You don't combine. So obviously, statement 1 alone is sufficient. 2 alone is not sufficient. That means answer option 1. Answer option 1. Right? So answer for the first one is 1. Did you get that? Perfect. Let's go to the second one. Let's go to the second one. Let's go to the second one. Number 2. What does dollar mean in a code language? What does dollar mean in a code language? So they are asking you the meaning of dollar. Okay, that's what you need to find. Okay, let's have a look. Statement 1. First, 1 alone. 5. So you have got 5. You have got dollar. You have got hash. You have got 3. Means flowers are really good. So I'll just not write the entire statement. Flowers are really good. Okay, that's what the code is. Now remember, they are asking about dollar. So we don't know. Why? Because dollar can belong to flower, or dollar can mean are, or it might mean really, or dollar might mean good. So 1 alone is not sufficient. Next, let's look at 2 alone. 7. So let's use a different color. 7 hash 3 5. Okay, what does it mean? Good flowers are available, correct? Now they are asking the meaning of dollar. Remember, don't waste your time. Statement 2 doesn't even have dollar, so 2 alone is not sufficient. 2 alone is not sufficient because you do not even have dollar. Now what will you do? Now you will combine both the statements. Now you are going to combine both the statements, right? And if you combine both, you see 5 is getting repeated in both the places. 5 is getting repeated in both the statements, correct? What about hash? Hash is also getting repeated in both the statements. What about 3? 3 is also getting repeated in both the statements. And which are the 3 codes which are getting repeated? FI is getting repeated in both the places. AR is getting repeated. R is getting repeated in both the places. And good is getting repeated in both the places. Meaning 3 of the words are getting repeated in both the statements. Hence the code for these 3 will also be among the circle ones. Correct? So obviously, whatever is not repeating, that's gonna be your answer. Which is not repeating? Dollar is not repeating. So obviously, dollar is the answer. So you can answer this combining both the statements. Which is option 4. Option 4. Data in both. Option 5, right? Option 5. Data in both the statements are necessary to answer this question. Got it? Perfect, right? Okay. Let's go to the third one. Number 3. Okay, let's go to number 3. How is P related to J? Okay, P and J, the relation is something that you got to determine. P and J. Okay, let's have a look. Statement 1. What is it written? Statement 1. M is the brother of P. Okay, so let's use some notations. What are the notations that we generally use? Notations are a solid line, okay, represents husband-wife relationship. Husband-wife relationship. That's the notation which is there in books and which even I will use today. Then you have got dotted lines. A dotted line means sibling relationship. Example, brother, sister, 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 or brother, brother, sibling. Then you have got a square. A square represents a male. Okay, these are standard notations. And then you have got a circle. A circle represents a female. Represents a female. You get the point? So these are the 4 standard notations that I'm going to use even in today's class. And always. So remember these notations. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay. How is P related to J is the question. Okay. M is the brother of P. So basically it's a sibling. It's a sibling. So you have got P and M is the brother of P. M is the brother of P, a dotted line. Because brother, it means it's a male. So M is a male. Do I know the gender of P? I don't know. M is the brother of P for sure. M is a male. What about P? I don't know. And T is the sister of P. Sister. So because she is a sister, she got to be a female. Female is a circle. Now J hasn't even come in statement 1. So I don't know the relation between P and J. Next, let's look at statement 2 alone. Alone. P's mother. Okay, so you've got P. P's mother. So whoever is the mother of P, it's a female. I'll put a circle. Is married to J's husband. So P's mother is married to someone's husband. Someone's husband. It means the mother must be J. Will you agree? P's mother is married to someone's husband. Whose husband? Her husband. So who is she? She must be J. So P's mother is J and she is married to her husband. So husband obviously is going to be a male, squire. And they have 1 son and 2 daughters. 1 son and 2 daughters. So I don't know. P will have 1 son and 2 daughters. Let's put it. 1 son and 2 daughters. I don't know what is P. Is it a male or a female? Unless I know the gender of P, I cannot determine the answer to the question. What is the relation between P and J? So 2 alone is not sufficient because I don't know the gender. At this point, you are going to combine statements 1 and 2. If you combine 1 and 2, can I superimpose diagram 1 on diagram 2? Can I superimpose? If I superimpose diagram 1 on diagram 2, it clearly shows you that among the 3 people in the same generation, T is a female, M is a male. T is a female, M is a male. And you know what? Statement 2 also tells you that there is 1 son, J has 1 son and 2 daughters. 1 son. So M is a male, hence he got to be the only son. Right? Because 1 son, 2 daughters. You have got T as a daughter. So the next daughter got to be P. Now you can easily answer the question. How is P related to J? P is the daughter of J. That's the answer. It means you need data from both questions to answer this question. You need to answer this query, right? So answer is both data from both statements are needed, which is option 5. Question 4. How is never written in the code language? So question 4 is continued in the next slide. How is never written in the code language? Let's have a look. How is never written in the code language? Okay, let's continue this question. Question number 4. Never ever go there. Okay, let's write it down. Statement 1. Never, I need never. Okay, don't forget this. What do you need? You need the code for never. So never ever go there is written as what is it is written as? Na, ja, ni and ho. Na, ja, ni and ho. Correct? So never ever go there is written as na, ja, ni and ho. But you know what? I don't know what is never. It can be na, it can be ja, it can be ni, or it can be ho. So statement 1 alone is not sufficient. Statement 1 alone is not sufficient. Let's look at statement 2 alone. Go there and come back. Go there and come back. Remember, statement 2 does not even have the word never. Does not even have the word never. It means you cannot answer the meaning of the quote never. Remember, our question is what is never? What is never? So statement 2 does not even have never. So 2 alone is also not sufficient. 2 alone is also not sufficient. Now what you do? 1 alone not sufficient. 2 alone not sufficient. Now you combine both the statements. Now you combine both and check if you can get an answer. Go there and come back. Go there and come back. Right? How is this written? This is written as ma, ho, sa, ni, and da. Okay? Now I'm combining both the statements. If you combine both the statements, what will you look? You will look at the common words. Common words. Are there any common words? Yes. Go is a common word. Go. So go is common and there is common in both the statements. There is common in both the statements. Whatever never ever, that's not common. So if the words are common, it also means there should be 2 quotes which also got to repeat. Which are the 2 quotes which are repeating? One, ho is repeating in both. Ho is repeating in both, right? And ni is repeating in both. It means ho and ni must be the quotes for go and there in any order. One will be go, one will be there, right? Ho and ni. Now what is never? Remember, you are interested in never because the question is asking you the quote for never. So never, you know what? Can be na or never can also be ja. I am not sure. We don't know. It means even after combining both the statements, you don't get one single answer. So answer is option 4. Data even in both the statements are not sufficient to answer. Answer is option 4. Option 4. Get that? Perfect. Let's go to number 5. Let's go to number 5. Let's go to number 5. So these are the very easy questions and you got to do them really fast. Number 5. Among PK, so how many people are there? Let's write down the people. M, P, K, J, T, W. Who is the heaviest? Who is the heaviest? And who is lighter than only the heaviest? Who is lighter than only the heaviest? Meaning they are asking you second heaviest. Will you agree? Lighter than only one person. Lighter than who? Only the heaviest person. So they are asking you second heaviest. Who? Second heaviest. Who? That's the question, right? Okay. Let's look at statement 1. P is heavier than M and T. P is heavier than M and T. Okay. So let's write down P greater than M and P is also greater than T. Can I answer who is the second heaviest from here? Definitely not. Next, let's look at statement 2 alone. W is heavier than P. W is heavier than P but lighter than J. Means J is heavier than W. J is heavier than W. Will you agree? Yes. But who is not the heaviest? But you know what? J is not the heaviest. Not the heaviest. J is not the heaviest. So that you keep in mind. Okay. Now 2 alone is also not sufficient. 2 alone is also not sufficient. Now what will you do? You will combine both the statements. There are 6 people. Let's combine both the statements. Right? So you know what? J is greater than W and W in turn is greater than P. Remember, J is not the heaviest. And after P, there should be two human beings. Why? Because P is greater than M and P is greater than T. So after P, you need 2 blanks. So if I'm arranging in heaviest to lightest in descending order, after P, there should be minimum 2 blanks. Right? Why? Because M and T are lighter than P. Meaning P, the best case scenario is P will be coming here. Correct? Why? Because after P, M and T has to come in some order. Now JWP. Remember, J is not the heaviest, so cannot come in the first position. So it will be JWP. Right? And in this, there will be 2 of them. So it can either be M or T in any order. So P is greater than M and T. So it can either be M, in that case this will be T, or this will be T, in this case it will be M. Right? Who is the only person remaining? Who is the only person remaining? K. So obviously K will be coming here. K will be coming here. You've got the entire set. Now can you answer who is the second heaviest? That you can easily answer. Who is the second heaviest? J. How did you answer? You could answer by combining both the statements. Answer is option 5. If the data in both the statements together are necessary to answer the question. Got it? That's it. So 5 beautiful previous year CET questions. Please make sure that you practice it once after the session. Pause the video, practice it, get that confidence, and then I think with every class you will improve on your confidence and will be able to solve really fast. Okay, I think that's it for today. That's it for today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session. In case you have liked the session, do please hit the like button because that tells us you have liked the session and we can continue to make more and more such sessions. Thank you. Stay safe and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Till then, bye from my side.